Okay, so we're going to do a video of my garden. First off the bat, wanted to say thanks for the help from quite a few people, from gardengirltv, my gardener, myinspiredcreation, Rat Dave, therastarick, and of course John Kohler from growingyourgreens.com. This is my first time ever trying to grow anything, so bear with me if I probably made a lot of mistakes, but here is the outcome. We got this plant right here. It's a husky cherry red tomato plant. This was the first plant I've ever tried to grow, and it's a pretty hardy plant. Watered it every 2 days, and this raised box, which a friend of mine built. We got lemon thyme down here in the corner, and this one produced a lot of tomatoes throughout the summer when I started in the beginning of the summer. Had a lot of people helping me growing. I have an injured leg, so couldn't really do much, but for our first plant here, I took off a lot of leaves. It was having the black spots on the leaves. Every time I saw one of those, most of the people I followed said cut them off, which I did. Left the flowers. The tomatoes come out from either really small like an M&M or pretty standard sized cherries, and probably harvest this, I don't know, 8 times already. Still growing. This one I left all the suckers on, didn't cut nothing off, but infected leaves, and it's been doing really well. As you see, I know I didn't put it in a cage or anything like that, just tied rope around it, and it did pretty well. And then we're going to go to another bed, which my friend built me this one also. It's kind of it's like a table. Asana built this one for me. It's kind of waist high. Since me having a bad leg, it's hard for me to bend down all the time. This bed, I followed a little, did something different from the other 2 beds. Used a lot of rock dust and azomite and Geisha glacier, which I was following from John Kohler from growingyourgreens.com. And this bed, as you can see, has quite a few plants. Has 2 stevia plants. This is one of them. Got lemon thyme growing down here on the bottom. This one, lemon thyme also, not doing that great. I kind of just cut that from the first bed you saw and try to just see if I could do some cuttings and bury it there. And the ones that did make it is growing a little bush, And I got like 4 cilantro plants, which is kind of doing really well, but they're overshading the basil plants. I had maybe 10 of these down to like 5. I didn't know the cilantros were going to get really that bad. It's hard for me to grow basil in Daly City. We get a lot of fog, so I get a lot of plants that have a lot of fungus on it when it gets too wet. Little ladybug. Put a lot of ladybugs on this bed last night. And then this is the big guy. This cilantro is probably, if I had to put on the floor, it'd be waist high to me. I'm 5'8", so this guy's is a beast, man. The branches are really thick compared to my finger, almost as thicker than my thumb. And harvested a lot. I eat in all my cooking and stuff, and have family and friends do their thing, come by and take what they want. As you see, it's doing really well. This is the back side. There's another cilantro plant, separate. This big guy's, that's just one plant right there. And this is one of the 4. We got I got baby asparagus. I put it in here because they were small. After watching a few of the videos of people I followed, especially from John, they said these things get pretty big, so eventually I'm going to have to transfer these out. I don't know, we're going in the winter after October, so in a rainy season, so I'm going to have to see what I'm going to have to do about that. And then under this stevia plant, we got Italian oregano, which I like with the thyme. It kind of does a light covering. It covers the top part. I don't use mulch. Didn't know too much about it, and I like the way the thyme and the Italian oregano kind of just spreads throughout the garden of the bed. It does its thing, and so I'll probably plant a lot of that for next summer. This little guy is mango. I never try to, germinate or start one, so I tried to do this one, and it's suffering a little bit. It's getting really cold in the back. Then we have a standard raised bed, maybe 4 by 5 by 4. This bed just has regular compost and organic dirt, no rock dust. When I started this bed, I started this pretty late. This is the black cherry tomato plant. I cut a lot of leaves. A lot of leaves had fungus on it. Again, because due to the fog, probably. It didn't produce that much. It probably only produced about 6 tomatoes. It's a good size, but unfortunately it didn't do anything else. And then we got sugar snap peas. I had 8 vines, and these are really easy to grow out here in the city, even if it gets cold as the way it does. Enjoyed this. These taste really good. And then this big sad little guy right here is a sunflower. Obviously I'm just waiting to see when to harvest that. I got this one. This plant was a starter and from somebody around in the city, and it grew pretty big. I didn't know. This is my first time growing a sunflower plant. Surprised me. And you can tell how high the sugar snap peas go. Now you can tell this is another cilantro plant. I got about 4 of these in my bed. In this bed, this one's not as bushy as the previous one you saw over there. You can tell how bushy that one is just in the corner from one. And this one barely has any cilantro leaf, but it has a lot of flowers. And when the flower fairly quick, I don't know if it's because maybe I grew the sunflower next to it, if that has anything to do with it not producing any cilantro leaves. And then we got tarragon down here in the corner, dead center. We got 2 bay leaf trees, which taken forever. And then strawberry plant. This strawberry plant was given to me by 2 good friends, and it did really well. It was a small plant, but it sent out runners, and I'm just gonna let that do what it has to do. Hopefully the baby ones survive and give me more strawberries. Strawberries were awesome. I had a lot of big ones come out, and I ate most of it. So, and then a lot of ladybugs. Again, I released them last night. But yeah, it's a good plant. And then here's my kale, as you can tell. The reason for the ladybugs, because I had the bugs eating my kale up. And then this is the San Francisco fog, which did really produced a lot of tomatoes, as you could probably see. Good sizes, about the size of a golf ball. Once again, this was my first time growing anything, so I did the same watering as I did a husky tomato plant that I had. I watered it every 2 days, and then had a problem. The leaves were turning yellow, so I apparently this one didn't like being watered as much as the husky did. So now I'm only watering it once a week. And with our Indian summer coming to an end, hopefully these tomatoes ripen soon. No signs of blossom end rot or anything like that. I cut down a lot of infected leaves that had spots or anything. But I gotta say, the bed with the rock dust and the Geisha glacier, azomite, which I followed from John Kohler out in Santa Rosa. Got it from a store he recommended in one of his videos. And the bed just did really well, responded really well, nice and hardy. So I'll probably do that next summer for all 3 of the beds. The cilantro is just humongous. So I'll probably do that again. It's just Santa Rosa in Daly City. It's not like an easy drive. It's probably an hour and a half away for me. So, but if you guys can get the rock dust, it really helps. At least in my opinion, it does. Thanks for watching.